Good evening, everybody. Mike Simons with TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. Grateful to have so many who are able to come in and take advantage of the broadcast and be able to take advantage of our website, TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. We currently have over 1,400 pages sharing our successes and our boneheaded mistakes as well. But so many have reached out and being able to learn from that. This evening, our theme for Sunday is what's called Special Sunday, and that's focusing in on relationships. There are different types of relationships you have, obviously, with folks that are at home, but you've also got your driver managers, your shippers and receivers, the customers it is that you go to pick up loads, to make pickups and to make deliveries. And so we're focusing on relationships here this evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about, and I know this is probably just very much common sense, but what do you do when it comes to saving time and money, when it comes to going into seeing a shipper or being able to make a delivery as far as a receiver is concerned? And so I've written down just a few thoughts here. So I've got my notepad. I'm sharing with you here this evening because when Vicki and I were a husband and wife team, and then when I went back out as a solo doing local, regional, and long haul driving, I basically had the responsibility with going in and meeting with our customers, that being our shippers and our receivers. So the bulk of our teaming experience and what it is that I have done as a professional driver, that was kind of, I guess, interested to me, and where I have much more experience than Vicki does. So I feel kind of qualified a little bit more than she does to be able to share information with you about that. How is it that you can save time and money when it comes to going in and meeting with a shipper and a receiver? This is common sense. There's not any rocket science to this, so we're going to try to wind up making it simple, but just giving you a friendly reminder here. The first thing I would tell you is, number one, to show up early. Maybe say about 15 to 30 minutes ahead of your appointment. There's the possibility of being able to get in early. You probably already know this, but show up early. You never know at times when a shipper or a receiver will be able to take you early. When you can wind up getting in, when you can have that pickup or that delivery gets made. How does that save you time and money? Well, you get to make more money because you wind up getting another dispatch, getting another load that comes through just a little bit sooner, because if the wheels aren't turning, you're not making any money. So if you can get into an appointment time and be there ahead of time, 15 to 30 minutes early, the caution that I would give you about saying, well, I want him showing up, 5 minutes ahead of time. I'll show up on time for my appointment. They don't have to wait around for you. Be there early. 15 to 30 minutes early. I always try to make it my goal to be in at least 15 minutes ahead of time. I'm going in to the shipping office. I'm going into the receiving office. I've got the information I need in hand. That way I can get into a dock. We can get the load taken care of. I can be on my way to wind up, getting another load taken care of, or, being able to get on down the road. Show up 15 to 30 minutes ahead of time. The second thing that I will tell you here is that when you go into the shipper, you want to try to have as accurate of information it is that you can. A lot of companies today use Qualcomm, or they have some way of being able to get your load information to you. Write down everything. Don't try to remember anything when it comes to numbers. Sometimes numbers come out to being very tricky. Check back in as far as your load information is concerned. Make sure you double check the numbers that you're writing down. There come out to being a lot of numbers. I remember at times coming through with a dispatch. I went in loaded with numbers. Okay, make sure that you write those numbers down carefully. There are times when you go into a shipper and it's like, that's not the number to look for. Well, I've got another number. Okay, yeah, that's the one we're looking for. Sometimes there are matters that are absolutely beyond your control. There's nothing you can do to be able to help that, which then You need to wind up making a telephone call as far as your driver manager is concerned. But where humanly possible, check your numbers. Make sure you write them down accurately, because if one number doesn't work, chances are it's going to probably be real good. Then a number will wind up working. Write those numbers down. Have a notebook. It's going to save you time when it winds up coming in to go in, because some loads only get sent out with having a right load number. The third thing that I would tell you here is that when you go in to the receiver, this is going to be number 3, and that is that you go in with your bill of ladings. Don't have where you go up empty-handed. Take your bills in with you. If you've got a load that's going to wind up being unloaded, okay, they're going to need to have the bills with it. They want to see what it is that you have there as far as that load is concerned. It may be something that they're looking for. And so they want to get that load in. They want to get it taken care of generally as quickly as they possibly can. If you've got a load that's going to wind up being dropped, okay, there is the possibility you may have a drop number. Write that down, because some places are going to wind up asking you, "What do you have a drop number?" There are many times that I went into a customer, "We need your drop number, please." I already had it written down. I may have even put it on the bills themselves. That way there was no question about that. That way they can wind up referring to the bills that I'm taking in. Write down your drop number as far as your bills are concerned. Number 4, and this is going to wind up being a pretty big issue here as far as going in to your shipper or to your receiver, and that is go in with a good attitude in mind. You want to go in in a positive frame of mind, okay? You may have had a horrid time getting into your shipper, to your receiver. It may have been a traffic jam. It may have been an accident of some sort. The man, just everybody's on nerve. Folks are just not in a good frame of mind, okay? Don't go in with the attitude that, well, because it's just been a horrid day for me, well, I'm in a pissed off mood, and I want everybody to know I'm in a pissed off mood. Driver, don't go in with that chip on your shoulder. Whatever happened outside of their yard, they don't want to know about. They don't care. They want to know, do you have your load there on time? Are you there to make an on-time pickup? They don't care what happened to you out there. Are you there? Because when it's all said and done, that shipper, that receiver can make life a living nightmare for you, that when you come in, they can put you at the end of the line. They don't like your attitude. They don't like how you look. But when you come in with having that chip up here on your shoulder, driver, lose the chip. They don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it. Go in with a good attitude. Go in with your mind that you are here to make that pickup. You're here to make that delivery. And so you're happy. You're glad to see them. I remember doing some local work when I was doing flatbed work, that there were customers that I go to, so glad I was there. They were so excited to have the load. And Mike, you brought the load. It was a wonderful feeling going in to see a customer, and they were happy to see me. I was the driver who was coming in and bringing that load in for them. Do you know how that made me feel? It made me feel good that I'm coming in. I'm doing a good job for them. They want to see me. They want to get their product. Obviously, they've ordered it. So when you go in, come in with a smile. You're happy to see them, because they want to get their product out. They want to get their product in. So come in having a great attitude. I want to teach you just a real simple principle here. It's a biblical principle, but it goes like this: do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Would you want to wind up being an individual behind the counter, being at the shipper or the receiver, and here it is that you have this old snarly driver that's coming in, got a rotten attitude? Would you want to wind up having a driver like that coming in with an attitude? If you think on it honestly, no, you wouldn't want to wind up seeing a driver coming in with a rotten attitude. Driver, keep that in mind. Come in with a good attitude. You don't want to get bumped to the end of the line. And if just something just hasn't gone right out there on the road, they don't care. They don't want to hear it. So be positive when you wind up coming in, because you are the only representative, the physical representative of that trucking company. You are that face. Okay, they may know a name, they may know a voice. You represent the trucking company. Represent them well. The next thing that I would tell you here is that once you've gotten a dock assignment from the shipper or the receiver, don't waste any time getting to that dock. You don't know if there's going to be another truck coming in. They may only have a few docks, so don't waste any time getting into that dock space, because the sooner you can wind up getting into it, the sooner that you can wind up getting out. Don't waste any time. If you're not sure in terms of going into this shipper, this receiver for the first time, if you don't know where it is, what do? You ask. Where's this located? Make sure that you know exactly where it is that you're going, because driver, time is money. Don't waste time getting to the dock. The next thing that I would tell you here is that some shippers and receivers is that they have procedures once you do wind up getting into the dock. In some places, they actually want you to dolly down the trailer, and they want you to disconnect from it. They want to pull the pigtails, pull the airlines, okay? So listen carefully to instructions that are given, okay, while you're getting loaded or unloaded. We need you, driver, to disconnect from the trailer. So don't waste any time. Get your doors opened up, get backed in, and if they ever request for you to disconnect, disconnect. Okay? The next thing that I would ask you, that once you want to getting into that shipper receiver and they're in the process of getting you loaded, you may want to be in for a short period of time. You may be in for a longer period of time. But if you want to know, ask politely about how long it may take to get loaded or to wind up getting unloaded. So that way you can be planning as far as your next load may wind up being concerned, particularly if you haven't been pre-planned. If you're going to wind up being in there for a little while, okay, and they may say, hey, we'll have you in and out in a half an hour. It'll only take a few minutes, okay. Driver, you're looking at a couple of hours, okay. That is information that you can then communicate to your company. You can communicate to your driver manager, okay, that the company may be wanting to know, okay, how long you be in the dock for, okay. Particularly if you're at a consignee and that load is getting offloaded, it enables you to maximize your time. They've given me about a couple of hours. They give me an hour. Okay, it's information that you can pass along to your company with that big load that's going to be coming up next. Okay, maybe you've already been pre-planned. Okay, that way you can go ahead. You can get your empty call in if there's a message that you need to send in on Qualcomm, if there's a telephone call that you need to make, because if you're planning this thing out, it's the sooner you get the opportunity to be able to get on down the road. But when it comes to being loaded or unloaded, ask politely. Would you mind telling me, please, how long will wind up taking, to wind up get me loaded, to wind up get me unloaded? We've got something else that I'm working on here. If you're at the receiver, got a load, and we're kind of be a little close as far as the timetable is concerned. Would you mind telling me about how long we're looking at? Ask politely. And then the last thing that I will tell you here, and that is, as far as communication is concerned, keep it open, keep it friendly with everyone concerned. Because when you're dealing with the shipper, when you're dealing with the receiver, when you're dealing with the company, okay, that there are some folks who may want to wind up knowing. The company may be trying to get you planned on something here. They're looking at a timetable here. Communication, keeping it open, okay, with everybody who needs to wind up knowing. So just a few ideas here this evening. I know a lot of this just happens to wind up being common sense, and a lot of us, we may already know this, but there are probably some new drivers out there who they're just getting started, and so some things that I have found to wind up being helpful that help me as far as being a good asset as far as my company was concerned. So hopefully just a few things that will help you when it comes to saving time. That way you can be able to wind up making more money. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Applying the golden rule in every situation. When it comes to driving down the road, when it comes to dealing with your driver manager, with dispatch, with your shippers, with your receivers, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So a good reminder here, and trust that some of the ideas that I've given you here this evening, they're going to be helpful. They're going to wind up being beneficial here for you. Again, a friendly reminder that TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com is our website where you can go to, again, over 1,400 pages sharing, as we like to say, our successes, our boneheaded mistakes, and where other drivers are coming to be able to get some advice, being able to ask questions. That's what we're here for. We want to be able to see you happy, being able to see you successful out there on the road. And we wish you all the best. And hopefully, when you get ready to go out here and start a new week, and trust that things go incredibly well for you. And as Vicky and I like to say, we wish you safe travels and lots of money-saving opportunities on the road. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks. Bye.